You earn $150,000 a year. In most of Canada, you're doing great. In Toronto, you might not even qualify for a one-bedroom condo. Before I get into comparing what $150,000 household income versus $250,000 can qualify for, let's talk about the mortgage stress test. In Canada, it is required for lenders across the board. It doesn't really matter which bank it is, but for all buyers to qualify based on the higher of the mortgage contract rate +2 or the mortgage qualification rate. Now, at the time of recording this video, the mortgage qualification rate is 5.25%. Based on that information, today's rates, and in this analysis, I'm using 4.5%. This would require buyers to qualify at 4.5% +2. So what you'll see in this video analysis is the 6.5% stress test, which is a lending requirement for all banks and monoline lenders across the country. Between the 6.5% stress test and the fact that Toronto's double land transfer tax demands massive cash upfront, your six-figure salary is being outpaced by the market before you even get to see a property. Today, I'm running the math for two households, $150,000 income and $250,000. I'll show you exactly what the bank will give you, the actual monthly carrying costs, and the one hidden debt that can wipe out your buying power by nearly $100,000. Before we talk house prices, let's talk about take-home pay. What does $150,000 look like in Ontario? This is the first drop. $150,000 salary sounds massive, but after Ontario's income tax, CPP, and EI, your monthly take-home is roughly $8,800. When we say your housing costs are $4,100, you're nearly spending 47% of your net pay to your shelter. That's the definition of house poor. At $250,000, your household takes home about $13,500 a month. Even with a $6,800 mortgage, you still have nearly $7,000 left for life expenses. This is why the gap between these two scenarios isn't just about the house. It's about your lifestyle. Let's start with the math of $150,000 household income. Why is the 20% down payment so critical here? With 20% down, you avoid the CMHC insurance, which saves you the CMHC insurance premium plus the HST that is charged on that premium. But even then, the stress test limits your mortgage to about $576,000. In Toronto, that price point of $720,000, which is 20% down payment plus the mortgage, puts you in a condo. Your $576,000 mortgage at 4.5% interest rates amortized over 25 years ends up being $3,188 a month as a mortgage payment. But in a condo, you aren't just paying the bank. You have hydro and condo fees, which we're estimating at $800 based on $1 per square foot for maintenance fees. When you add it all up, you're looking at about $4,000 every single month. For a one-bedroom with den and parking, that is a high price for entry. Now, the second scenario, at $250,000 household income, we're targeting that $1.2 million purchase. So what does the freehold life actually look like and it costs? This is where the math gets serious. With $240,000 down payment at 20%, you're borrowing $960,000. Your mortgage payment, and again, based on 4.5% amortized over 25 years, the payment would be $5,313. Unlike a condo, you're responsible for everything. And this is where you have to pay for heat, hydro, water, insurance, repairs, maintenance, and all that. We've budgeted around $800 a month, but in an older Toronto semi-detached, that can quickly disappear in one winter storm. In this case, your total carrying costs are about $6,800 a month. The difference between owning a condo and this semi-detached is about $2,700. And this is where you decide, is the equity of a freehold worth that difference, which is the $2,700 premium over the condo lifestyle. Now, let's talk about what could significantly reduce your buying qualification. And this is a hidden trap. If you have a $600 car payment, whether it's a lease or a finance, the banks views that as $600 less available for a mortgage. At 6.5% stress test, that $600 payment reduces your mortgage qualification by $85,000 approximately. Now, this is the difference between a 2-bedroom and a 1-bedroom condo. Then there is the Toronto double land transfer tax. On a $1.2 million home, the land transfer taxes are just under $41,000. With respect to the $720,000 condo, the double land transfer tax is just under $22,000. Now, keep in mind, this is cash, out of pocket on day one. This is something you cannot amortize or capitalize into the mortgage. If you don't have this saved on top of your down payment, there is no deal. With these high costs, is it better to just keep renting in Toronto? Now, even if you carry the $4,100 on that condo, about $1,100 of that is principal, money going back into your pocket. Over 5 years, you would have paid down $70,000 of that mortgage. So that is equity that you've built into the property. If you rent for $3,000 a month, that's $180,000 gone over 5 years with no return on investment. In Toronto, you don't buy for the monthly cash flow. You buy for the forced savings and the long-term equity. The Toronto market is challenging. Whether you are at $150,000 or $250,000 household income, the goal isn't just to qualify. It's to have a balanced lifestyle where you can afford a home and enjoy the city lifestyle. If you want me to run a custom stress test for your specific household income, reach out via the link below. If you're thinking of buying a home this year, check out this video where I show you the 7 steps to buying a home and what the 2021 buyers wish they did back then. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.